Round number 4. We've had one knockdown. Azuma Nelson surprised in the second round by a harsh right unleashed by the challenger Leija.
Now, we haven't talked about over the first 3 rounds too much, but deceptively effective little jab Jesse James is using to keep Nelson off and making him miss some of those big shots. Ooh.
All Azuma is in that jungle mode of his where he wants to get blow for blow there.
I don't think there's any question about it. This bout is certainly one of those mano-a-mano bouts.
Another right hand, another one.
Nelson now moving in with evil intentions, but being blocked by Leija. And now Nelson missing.
Jesse's keeping that left hand high. You know he respects this guy's power.
Bobby, is a little blood. It looks like a little blood now. It looks like a lot of blood coming from the left eyebrow of Leija. Well, those big right bombs are doing something.
He's not bleeding profusely.
That could even be when he blocked the punch that his own laces got, you know, where the laces are inside, got driven into his eyebrow.
It could be because he had his arm right up there. His glove, see how his glove is? That could very well happen.
And suddenly Nelson with confidence.
Well, it certainly wasn't a butt. There have been no butts.
No, I think Joe Souza and company in the corner of Leija will get that cut under control as quickly as possible.
And referee Mitch Halpern escorts Leija to the doctor.
I didn't see it's that big. I just thought it started to nick. It may turn out to be big if he keeps landing those whistling rights.
Well, right now it seems to be pretty drippy. It's coming out, but is it going in his eye? That's going to be the big question.
Well, Bobby, if it starts dripping and pumping, then nobody can stop that. That means he's nicked an artery, and that is unstoppable. If it's pumping and throbbing, that he's going to have all night long.
Nelson now just cocking the fist, looking to uncork. Oh, super combination there by Azuma Nelson.
It's going to be important for Leija here to get through this round, get back to the corner and regroup. He's got to not worry about the cut, provided his cutman in the corner can get this under control.
But you see what he's doing, Bobby? He's gotten anxious. He's reaching, whereas before he was landing crisp combinations. Now he reaches with them. He's reaching with the right hand because he is getting desperate. I mean, that when you feel all that coming down the side of your face, the doctor's already looked at you. You got to start thinking about it.
Beautiful bobbing and weaving defense by Leija with blood streaking down the left side of his face. The crowd chanting Leija in unison.
Yeah, so far that blood's coming around the eye. It's not going directly down. It's kind of making a little trail around the eye, which is good for Leija.
Final seconds of the 4th round. The assault by Leija at the ground.
Don't worry about the shot.
Give me water. Give me water.
Stay in there. See what we can do. Take care of the cut. Don't worry about the blood up there.
Okay.
Put the pressure. Give me a towel there. Let me wipe this blood out of it. Now you're going to fight this round, okay? With your hands up, coming in and bang them.
We'll take a look here. This might be where the butt or the head wound up clashing, or the right hand, whatever we had in there. We had a nice little group of combinations with right hands, but we can't tell what hit landed solidly, and he came out of there and there was a cut. Doesn't appear to be any heads though, Freddie.
No, there was no heads. It was a blow, and it could well have been what you said, that his glove was up, but he was getting hit with such big right hands. And of course, this guy's got too much. There was too much water on the corner. Leija has a huge amount of gunk on his eye there. I'm surprised they let him come out with all that, but a couple of punches and that will be out.
Well, that punch just eliminated some of the gunk.
The problem just went out.
There's the gunk corner over there.
Joe Souza working feverishly in the corner of Jesse James Leija, the cut man.
Well, from what I saw, it is a pretty good cut. It is deep. It is not exactly a throbber. I don't see that the arterial blood is coming out pumping and throbbing, but it sure is bleeding hard, so it's a deep cut.
Well, I certainly think that could change things for Jesse. He might get desperate. He might start doing things that he normally want to do. You know, he's still boxing smart. He's taking his time, and I think if they get that cut under control, we have ourselves a good, long, hard fight.
A crossfire low blow by Leija. A funny look from the face of Azuma Nelson, like, what are you trying to pull here?
Well, he better pull something out of the bag, because he is in big, big trouble with that cut. Oh, look at that. Is that a thing of beauty, Bobby, as a defense?
You know, he does. He makes it look so easy and so smooth.
From an old man to bounce something down and make him miss like that. A young kid with such a good, accurate arm. That's graceful. That's wonderful, wonderful boxing on the part of Azuma Nelson.
Just living up to his nickname, the Professor. Wild right that just grazed the face of Leija.
Well, I'll tell you, I thought Azuma was going to go a little more right-hand crazy as he had in the last round when he saw the cut. But that's not the case.
It has not been the first low blow issued by the challenger.
It doesn't seem to bother Azuma, however.
Absolutely.
He's not a guy to complain either. This guy can work with pain.
Anybody who's been through malaria and bone chips, right?
I'm telling you, and bone chips in his elbow and his wife dying during one bout. It was just an awful, awful time that Azuma's had.
You wonder how good he might be if everything was fine and he was healthy.
And some people do well under strain.
The crowd exhorting Leija.
Leija's landing some nice combinations on the inside. They're both winding up with low blows. So this could be another one of our low blow fests.
Nelson with the last low blow. And the chance of Leija. He must feel like he's back home in San Antonio.
Well, he's going to need everything he can get here. Every bit of cheering he can get. It's another curious aspect of Azuma's career. He never fights at home. He always fights in the other guy's hometown.
He is the road warrior.
He literally doesn't care where he fights. He really doesn't. Something I noticed that Leija's doing differently in this fight, too. He's working Nelson's body a little more. Certainly a dangerous thing if you're not careful. But Jesse has the type of chin where if he gets caught, he'll survive.
Leija, the first man to put Nelson on the canvas since the late Salvador Sanchez back in round 2 as we head for the bell. Let's go to Jim Gray and a report on Jesse James Leija.
Okay, thank you, Steve. I just talked to the attending physician here at ringside, Dr. Flip Pomansky. He tells us that the cut to Jesse James Leija was of the variety of a punch. It was not a headbutt. He says that the vision really is not affected right now, that it is just above his eye and should not affect him in the fight unless it continues to pour out some blood. He feels as though he should be able to continue. Steve?
All right, thank you very much, Jim.
And it should be mentioned, good corner work is being done also. They're applying mostly pressure before they get around to the gunk, and that, of course, is the key to stopping a fight. Stopping a cut.
Yeah, he's getting a little tired. I'm going to get more tired.
Right, get confusing him and jab and move and right hand, okay? Let's go. Right on there.
Leija feels that Azuma Nelson's getting a little tired.
I would never make that assumption of the man.
I wonder how he guessed that.